bono tatia silo. What ya siano? What ya siano? Miami mpango amalingo. I say what ya siano? Mami mate. What ya siano? Yes ya siano. I say what ya siano? Yes ya siano. What ya siano? Yes ya siano. I say what ya siano? Yes ya siano. Makanta mwajahoja Safety mapi Nyangwani amawo Oti otanka kranka Eti asienka kranka Oh mitoto Oti otana yemis Oti otana yemiso Mipua mwadia Yemi wunum so bimubi Yemi tinum so bitinipia And come much here. Be more one on that yes, because I'm one on that yes. What yes, you know? What yes, you know? I'm in Papua, I'll say what yes, you know. Mommy, what yes, you know? Yes, yes, you know. I say what you see, yes, what you see, yes, I say what you see, yes, what you see, yes, I say what you see, yes, what you see, yes, I say what you see, yes, what you see, yes, I say what you see, yes, what you see, yes,
You are listening to G.N Radio UK.
You're listening to Dr. Morton on the UK's finest, G.N Radio.
The name is the Mixing Dixon. You tune in, and you know this, man.
Riding me, man, and feel like the first time. Now me tell you, I'm gonna say the last time. Riding me, man, and feel like like the first time. Now me tell you, Muka said the last time. I love you, promise, baby.
Morning number one, spanking it too much. I'll do it to Rika Bonnie. I'll do for people. Take on no member. And I was only motive. And yes, I'll say Sonia. Nothing in a woman. Andrea, Bibiatos. I'll come to you.
Okay, good morning and welcome to another edition of the news summary here in the UK. Now we're live on G.N Radio, and as usual, I've got my good old chairman with me here this morning. Good morning, chairman.
Good morning, Dr. Morton.
Yeah, we're here again. Time runs very fast. Back at it was just yesterday we met. Meanwhile, it's been a whole week.
Yes, it's a week. Exactly 7 days ago.
Yeah. And family, everybody, is everybody okay?
Yeah, terribly well. Thank you very much.
Yes. Right. So at least you must have seen the topics that I threw out last night.
Yes.
You any of them that interest you? I know we don't do much of international things, but
it is most important, or what I would say interests me most is the former chief of staff,
Kwadwo Mpiani.
Mr. Mpiani rejecting claims of Ablakwa's that last week's trip to Germany drained Mother Ghana of another $14,000 per hour.
Well, so the thing is, we're going to delve much into look at where he opposes this claim, but Ablakwa has his facts. He wouldn't just, throw dust into the eyes of people all in the name of politics. Probably he would put out the factors that he thinks is another drain of the country. Generally, I have been much concerned as to whether the parliaments really approve some of the president's initiatives, especially things that he chooses to do, like when he thought the country had to condone with the fact that their wives had to be paid. We all made a lot of noise. And how effective is our parliament in the first place, you assume?
I think our parliament is weak.
Yeah, I was actually considering that.
Our parliament is weak in the sense that the NPP, they have got a majority there, we know. But the opposition is not strong enough to cope with the situation there. There's a big difference.
Okay.
And it's very disappointing for Ghanaians. For instance, Mr. Ablakwa has been talking about, Honorary Ablakwa, has been talking about the president's jet expenses and all that. He's not a kid. And he's not lying. He's a lawmaker. We, the people of Ghana, need transparency. Is it true or false that he will have the impudence, our president will have the impudence of renting a plane at a cost of 14,000 pounds per hour or dollars?
Right.
It would not make sense at all. It wouldn't. For all I know, we are a poor country, a third world country. We are not big enough. We are not strong enough. If our president will have to travel, all that is going to be done is to secure a first-class space on a plane. And naturally, he travels with entourage or a few officials. Then make sure you give them space. Occupy about 10 spaces on the plane in the first class or business class apartment. Nobody would complain. We will respect that. It wouldn't cost $14,000 per hour.
Okay.
But if it does that, that's disrespectful to Ghanaians. Right. Because we are not as big as US. United States of America, the president has got US presidential jet. Ghana, we do not have airplanes there. At the moment, the planes in Ghana, there are small pockets of planes that go to Tamale, Kumasi, Accra, and other. We have no national airlines. It's a shame. Kwame put these things there. When he was overtaken, for God knows what's happened. It's all died away.
Right.
We don't have a plane. So we have no pride. Ghanaians, we do not have pride at all. Anybody who thinks we've got pride is a lost cause. Very lost person. We want to be serious. There's nothing wrong for president to travel on ordinary flight. After all, he's also a human being like you and myself. He's not more human than us. You know, I don't understand it. Number two, why is our president traveling these days here and there, 15,000 pounds
it's
an
all
hour?
for it's all for the interest of the country. So
now, what type of interest? There must be transparency. He cannot just be traveling just because it's a president.
It's all part of the bilateral interest of the countries that we share all these common goals with. I mean,
a few times, we can expect that you will pay a visit and all that. National visit by American president, German president, or whatever. No problem. But the president has been traveling unnecessarily, as far as we are concerned, because we must know why he is traveling. That's the crux of my point. We must know why our president must travel to UK or England. As an
it's
example.
all for the benefit of the country. That's what I'm saying. I mean, if he wouldn't travel for the fact that he's actually coming on holidays, it's all to see things moving between wherever country he travels to and his beloved Ghana.
Yeah, maybe I was trying to land. I didn't finish my point. The point is that we are asking the question, why is our president traveling? Okay. If it is for attending a conference or signing an agreement or a contract, Papa Owusu Ankuma is capable enough to do it. He's not an idiot in the position. He's not our high commissioner for nothing. And why do we pay him if he's not doing anything for the nation? Therefore, that's why I'm asking, what exactly must our president travel to come and do here when we've got a high commissioner here? And high commissioner has also got officials in Bedgrove Square or Ghana High Commission. We've got more than 20 people there. They are also professionals. They are not idiots. They are educated. They can do everything that somebody from Accra will come and do.
Okay.
Unless special occasions. The Queen has invited him on some event, that is fine. But if not necessary, that's why I say, why? What exactly is he coming to do?
So let's go to the dejection of it's a former chief of staff under the Kufour administration, Mr. Kwadwo Mpiani, has rejected suggestions given by the North Tongo lawmaker Samuel Okujetu Ablakwa regarding presidential jets. Now, Ablakwa had claimed that President Nana Addo Dankwa Kufour hired an ultra-luxury VIP jet at $14,000 per hour for his trip to Germany last week. Now, he accused the president of wanton abuse of discretion in hiring the jet at this rate. Now, President Addo Dankwa Kufour traveled to Germany last Sunday at the invitation of the Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel. So at least this is the basis why he traveled. It was an invitation that he had to honor. I mean, Germany, we're prone to be helped by Germany. I mean, it's one of the biggest country we know, if not among the big seven or the G8. So this is the reason, at least. Don't you consider that important?
Well, it is important. What I'm trying to establish is that why would you have to travel 14,000 pounds an hour on a plane when he was not in?
Well, probably for a comfort reason and for.
No, we all need comfort. I tell you what. See, we are all equal. Nobody's more equal than the others. All animals are equal. Even though people say some are more equal than the others. Is that what he's trying to imply? Because you must be as simple. I mean, mind not high things, but condescend to men. men and women of low ethics. Don't place yourself above fellow human beings. You are a very simple man or woman. Come on, travel on a lighter scale, basic. You can even go the ordinary third class, and people will respect you. People will respect you. Naturally, there must be some security guards around him, but people will respect you rather than you going an expensive way of going to Germany. And how much are we going to get? A few vaccines and all that costing how many dollars?
Well, so your problem is not the fact that he's traveling, but the money involved and
yes,
what it costs the country.
Yeah, because we are a very poor country. We are a poor country because before he became a president, I don't think he would have been traveling on £15,000 an hour on the plane. He wouldn't do it. I'm not saying he's a poor man, but he can't afford it normally. If it's going to cost him £15,000 per hour, then how many hours does it take to come to UK? It's 6 hours. You're going to pay £90,000. That's what it is. Unless my calculation is wrong. That means £90,000 to come to UK. And normally, when he was not a president,
I think it's about
3
or 4 million cities in equivalence. But as I said, this is a precedent.
Yeah, it's a precedent. Look, listen. Condescend to men and women of low estate. Mind not high things, but condescend to men and women of low estate. Do you understand? Bring yourself down. Don't raise yourself up. Because when you are no longer a president, could he be traveling £15,000 an hour? The answer is that no. Even his father didn't. We knew his father as well. He's a big man. He was a richer person, if you like. I knew the father. He was a big guy. That's fine. Don't throw money like that, away like that. Whatever his own village, maybe these days, the president's village, we understand the roads are paved well, smart roads there. That's fine. But then there are poor people in Ghana. Get out of the Achim area and come to Western region or even Greater Accra region or Central region, Boku, Upper region, Upper East, Upper West. They are very poor people who need money, even 10 cities. Then you are going to spend that kind of money. So what will happen when he is no longer a president? What would happen? If you take our chiefs, our Ghanaian chiefs, when you are no longer a chief, the people scorn you. When you are no longer a chief, you run away from the village anyway. In accordance with what you did when you were in position, when you were in a high position, your attitude is being monitored by the poor. So when you are no longer a president and your fellow poor man, your ordinary man sees you on the street, what do you think he will tell you? We want something that is natural, real, and good. That's all.
Okay, so as I said, it's not the fact that he's going to see Angela Merkel, but the fact that the money involved as well seems to be eating you up.
The cost of going there. Unless you tell Angela Merkel, if you invited me, I'm a poor man, please, can you send me a jet and German jet, one of your jets?
There's no thin line between a common Ghanaian and the president, at least. We're talking about a bit of nobility, if you want. Or sort of.
It's true, but at the end of the day, seriously speaking, one is dead. You go to the same grave as an ordinary person. You go to presidential grave. There's no such a thing. You see what I mean? You go to lower yourself.
I don't need to stand and then I don't need to sit down. You said you stand. I have to make sure you sit down first before. At least we talk.
That is courtesy. That's courtesy. You see, that's courtesy.
But president needs a bit of being on it.
Seriously, yes, we need elevation of him because of his position, security, and all that. We need that, you see. But when it's too much, he himself must realize, or his cabinet must realize that, look, President, this is too much. After all, when he's traveling, there's a budget. Minister of Finance will be involved in all that. There will be a budget. How much is going to cost you? And what benefit are we going to get out of it? So if it costs about 20 million pounds, and at the end of the day, the benefit you are going to get from it is 16 million pounds or whatever, it's not good enough. You see, opportunity cost of going to Germany or of staying at home, we must blend these. That's why we've got financial advisors around. But if it's the cost benefit is not good enough, please don't go. When Nkrumah was doing the Akosombo Dam, he had to resettle the villages of that land, that area. They got to be moved. So Nkrumah or Kwame Nkrumah's government had to build apartments for them. And these people had to move in before they broke down their houses and expanded the Akosombo Dam. I know that because I used that for my dissertation, so I know. You understand? The hydroelectric project. As an example, so cost-benefit analysis was prepared. And we realized that, listen, that the benefit of using the dam, it far outweighs the people still occupying the place, occupying space. So they moved them for the dam to be paved, just like Tema motorway. We moved people and we paved the motorway. United Kingdom, the same thing. The cost-benefit analysis was carried out before they started the motorways in United Kingdom.
All right, so this is out of the Ghanaian stories that I pop up with. Okay, so now the performance of Joe Biden. Now, not too long ago, he was applauded for over 3,000 jobs or 3 million jobs. I'm not even sure. But what I want to know is this disaster that seems to be erupt America.
The floods
and all that. It seems they think, is it the fact that it's a mere lifestyle of an opposition, if not the Republicans who accuse him of incompetence? Bro, because this is a natural disaster. And then, as he said, they can only be a human. I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. These things, they're natural. They're normal, So any reason it has to be, I don't know, what's the word, to lambasted like that?
No, we really...
I think it's politics.
It is possible, but cheap politics is not good. It's not good, not really genuine at all. I mean, we all have to rally behind him to give support to the people affected. Some have lost their lives, you see, and some have lost their properties. You can see all these things. That tells you something, that Ghana, our position is much better than the Americans or the Europeans. Look at how we build our houses. We don't build our houses with sticks or wood and all that. As you could see, when the wind blows, when it rains, you know what I mean? The houses crumble in a minute. Ghanaian houses, as an example, wouldn't crumble that way. Cement, well-built houses wouldn't crumble like that. They may crumble, but not that level. We can see that it tells us that we got something in Ghana we do not value. We've got certain things in Ghana we don't value. Look at the USA. A powerful nation in the world. Look how they are struggling. But I wouldn't judge the president against the backdrop of a natural disaster, because it can happen anywhere. Look at the tsunami. The tsunami, when it happened, so many years ago, but 26 December in Asia, I saw it live on the television. If God wants to move things, human beings, we have no power.
Okay, so
so we can't use that to judge against the.
All right, let me read a few comments from Facebook. Joyce, my own sister Joyce, says thumb up to the show. Mr. Kobranchi said he will protect the public purse. Maybe this is his way of protecting public purse. How could it? So if you're spending that kind of money to travel. He's talking about Kufour. I think it's brought our mind back to what we started up discussing. As a thank to Chairman Yorson, the cost benefit is what matters. Today you're on Facebook Live, Chairman. And so Mr. Ochre says good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Ochre.
I think he side with some of your submissions that
thank you.
Whichever way he travels is fine because it's a national assignment, all for the interest of the country.
Yeah, the fact that you got to prove. I tell you what. In 2012, I made several statements. In 2012.
Right.
Okay. And the things I said, most of the stuff that I said, Mr. Magufuli, that president, the president of one of these African countries.
Yeah, Magufuli.
He passed away.
Yeah, over COVID.
He used most of the things I was saying. He was listening to Diamond Radio. And the ideas that I was propounding, this gentleman, I was impressed that he was using my ideas or implementing them. That's why I say, as a president, I will go the normal way.
Okay.
To confuse people. Just get on the plane, third class. Come on. Got a few of your officials, maybe 4 officials around you inside there. And because you are president, you are entitled to protection. For instance, the security forces around you would naturally have guns. In case an idiot want to bash you on the plane, you know what I mean? You can sort him out. So that's the protection I will go. I wouldn't go for the highest cost to go to Germany. Be 7 hours or 8 hours trip from Accra. And if it's going to cost so many millions of cedis or thousands of pounds or dollars, it's disastrous. I wouldn't go there. Lower yourself. Don't mind high things. Condescend to men of low estate. That's what I'm saying. Not just because you're a president, you're not above anybody. That's why at first I said, look, if he's dead, you go to 6-foot grave. You're not going to go 50-foot grave because he was a president, So don't lift yourself above your station. Prince Charles once said it to a lady who was trying to fight for unnecessary rights in the job that she was doing. And then Prince Charles said, listen, you don't have to lift yourself above your own station. Everybody's got his limited positions. So the fact that we are president does not mean you can do anything you want. It's in English idiom, it tells us a cat may look at a king. A cat may look at a king. That means everybody has got a say. No matter, even if everybody's got a say in issues. You see, if you're a king in the palace, a cat may look at you quietly, not complaining. Right. But if you give the cat the opportunity, the cat will tell you something, these ideas.
Well, I was coming to Zambia's election that seems to have a lot of controversy over the African, corruption and all that.
Yeah.
Defense Secretary Ben Wallace take a swipe at the Biden by suggesting that U.S. is no longer a superpower, as it's noted for, in assumption, assumably, U.S., as we've known, has been the most superpower country.
Yes.
And that's not how Ben Wallace sees as of now. I don't know whether is anything that seems to have changed with America, because as far as I'm concerned, that's still what it is. I mean, America, there's no country you can compare to America.
That man's judgment is very faulty. He didn't think about it before he said.
Based on what? What do you?
How could you say America is not a super country? Definitely not Ghana. Ghana is not a super country.
Well, he's not
Africa,
saying. He's not
even
saying
the
Ghana,
whole Africa.
Well, he's not saying Ghana is the same as America.
This is what I'm saying. I'm giving an example. You can't say Ghana is a super country. No, not in a million years, because we have no evidence. If you say USA is not a super country, please, I want the man to think again. I've been watching television about Afghanistan, evacuation and all that, and I just wonder how USA left billions of equipment on the grounds of Afghanistan and went back to the United States without the helicopters, high-powered equipment, high-powered guns and all that. They left it to them because they have got more at home. And if there's no super country, then what type of country would you tell us the USA is?
Maybe it does no longer. He does no longer see its potency anymore.
Oh no, that's a very weak attack. One where
It's not an attack, it's his observation.
My lecturer who was marking our papers, he said, listen, his criticism is that that's a weak attack. He gives you a question to answer. So when you answer, that's a marking scheme. He might give you 30 or 20%. And he tells you why he gave you 30 or 20%. He would even tell you your introduction was weak. So that is -2 and stuff like that. And the answering of question itself, that's what I mean, weak attack. You know what I mean? You are not really answering the question seriously. He pins you down and give you 30% in the end. You think you've done 80 or 90%. But the lecturer will give you low mark, and he explains to you why he gave you a low mark. You know, students, we go to the professor or the lecturer, why did I have this and so and so and so. So he will tell you what the blunders you created there. That man's approach is wrong. I mean, how can you? I mean, I don't know if USA is not a superpower. Which country is? It's not India. It's not China. It's not Soviet Union. It's not. USA has been, and allied countries have been in Afghanistan for 20 years. Why did Russia not get involved? Russia was there before they went out. Do you understand? If they were a super country, they would also have been there for more than 20 years. Russia or Soviet Union, it remains quiet.
Okay.
You know, so I think he must check what he's saying. USA is still a superpower. What they are giving us green cards every year in Africa, especially.
Okay.
And they're giving us green cards. And do you know why? Even the green cards involve cabinet ministers' families. They even apply for green cards instead of working for Ghana. They want their families even to go to USA. You know, so if it's not a superpower, what are we going to do there? It's a superpower. Unless it can convince us that, this country, so and so, or Poland is a superpower. We will agree if you can convince us. But so far, if it's not USA, then which other country? I don't think there's a good point there.
Okay, so he said, here we go. Yeah. He said, Afghanistan amid growing chilled in transatlantic relationship. Right, so he said Defense Secretary Ben Wallace lashed out at the United States last night, suggesting it was no longer a global superpower after 8 humiliating retreats from Afghanistan. Probably this is another reason. What I'm not sure is whether the fact that it's gotten to a point where they have to evacuate their people from what was going on, or is that the cabinet minister hid out in an interview following the hurried Western withdrawal from the war ravaged country that left the extremist Taliban in charge of a 20 years conflict.
See, what happens is that we underestimated the Taliban 20 years ago. And those people, I'm afraid I've got to be honest, those Muslims, those type of Muslims, not all Muslims, those type of Muslims, die-hard terrorists, they do not care being killed. Do you understand?
They're mindless.
You know what I mean? They don't care being killed. Because they get paid money by their top terrorist leaders that, listen, it's your turn to go and blow yourself up. And they give your parents, your family, money before you go and do it. Because you strap yourself with the bombs and go to Accra Sports Stadium and bomb yourself. But if you don't bomb yourself and we catch you, you're going to have a problem. We're going to tell you.
Either you kill me, I kill you.
Do you understand? They pay them. They pay their families. They say they do a party, a farewell party before they go and do it. I'm telling you, that's what they do. That's what I do. I've met some here in the United Kingdom here. I've met guys, for Palestinians and all that, these guys with suicide bombers, they got families, they got friends. I mean, I hear stories. You understand? So the people are unpredictable. Look at the tower blocks where they want the 9/11. I saw the second bombing live. When the first one happened, somebody called called my colleague. I was working with my colleague, said, listen, watch CNN or watch BBC. When we were watching, the second one also came. What bravery these guys getting on the plane to go and do. And that boy was called Atta. The leader was called Atta, from Egypt, from Africa. He's a Muslim. You see? So those people are incredible. That's America has spent $2 trillion. Can Ghana? Even if we sell the whole Ghanaians, we wouldn't match up to $1 trillion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My God, it's a big money. You have spent over the 20 years. Ghana can't afford that. Nigeria cannot afford that. Not even South Africa. The whole Africa, we can't afford to waste $2 trillion for the sake of supporting Afghanistan. America is the only country that has done that. And it's cost. There's a cost-benefit analysis. The benefit was that they wanted to emancipate them from these pressures. But unfortunately, you cannot predict our brothers, our Muslim brothers. You can't predict them. They are now divided. They are separate terrorists. They are now divided. You can't control them.
Yeah, because just Boko Haram, you can't compare that to Taliban.
Even Boko Haram, look at how they are messing up Nigeria.
The extremists. What I'm not sure is whether the country is giving it enough attention to deal with it, or they've probably gone out of hands and they can't do. Nigeria, and then the country remains blameless, or defenseless.
Of course, yes. Look at Nigeria. They can't even handle Boko Haram. Nigeria is a powerful nation. You got a lot of money, isn't it? They cannot even handle these people. If Americans go there, go and dwell in Nigeria, they can do a better job. Right now, each time Boko Haram go and kidnap schools, students and all that, even last week they did. But it's not nice. As an example. So naturally, Nigeria cannot be a super country as an example.
Right.
So America can do, they got the money, they come and settle down, they build houses, they built houses for them. Proper houses, not the rocks in which these guys were living in. And these people are smashing everything. Look at the top range SUVs, Land Rovers, super motor vehicles. They've left all of them. How many do we have in Ghana? I'm saying Ghana because that's where I come from. Do you understand? I mean, comparatively, Afghanistan has got so much which we don't have in Ghana. Yet with impunity, they have forced the Americans to leave the country after 20 years. Sad to watch it. Now they want those who work with the allies, they want to leave the country and come to UK and go to USA. You know, the thousands and thousands of people who have been evacuated, they are going to give them houses and all that, their wives and their children and all that. How beautiful, how good this how super country it is. So if anybody tells me it's not a super country, they must be joking. They must be joking. Look at the planes that they evacuated, thousands within days. So I believe that they're a super country. Look, Ghanaians go to churches to pray to get green cards. Why do they go to pray to God in the churches, in so many churches in Ghana, for green card? Why you want to leave Ghana? Because the place is rotten. Why is it rotten? Because MPP is in power. Why is MPP in power? Because other people don't trust other political parties. That's why my political party, Progressive People's Party, we want to be elevated. We want to be trusted. We want to be voted into power. And you see how we are going to organize the country. We are going to plan carefully to prevent pathetic performance.
Okay, so you're live on G.N Radio this morning. It's apparently 9 o'clock, and I'm going to open the phone lines to look at what people have to say about some of the topics we've actually talked about. The U.S., according to Ben Wallace, is no longer a superpower. I don't know whether he attributes to the disaster that's going through, by Joe Biden. I don't know whether for political reason he seems to be bashed or in the newspapers, and then the fact that America is no longer a superpower. Now Gambia, the African, it's always been like that when it comes to politics and the corruption that comes tagged over it. And then Ghana, Kwadwo Mpiani, seems to be opposing what Ablakwa said, which, well, I'll still call it propaganda anyway. It's some sort of political gimmicks.
I don't stop you.
These things.
The man should think
now,
about
before you go on, you can reach us on 0203 735 8820 0203 735 8820 or 0203 286 0185 003 286 0185. You can reach us on WhatsApp number 077 8793 9958 or 077 8793 9958. And we'll read your comments if you put it through WhatsApp message or normal message. If you want us to reach you, you can also call us. Yeah, Chairman. I was talking about the whole continental, review of African politics. A lot of things that have led to severe civil war has actually been the fact that it's either one party does not accept defeat over political results or what the verdict are after election, or there's a sort of a misunderstanding somewhere that had always led to people must see Sudan. We've seen the history of that. Is it the notion we must always consider? We've seen the very good people like the late Magafuli, who's lost his life not too long ago over COVID allegations, and we applauded him much for his governance. We hardly see the likes of him in Africa. I mean, Nkrumah, Mandela, Mugabe, these were big shots of Africa, you understand? Or maybe his soul rest in peace. But is it going to be a time where, after arriving at a particular verdict over election, we would say that, yes, that is free and fair, and the opposition is going to fold its arms and say that, well, I accept it. I accept this defeat. I admit I have lost. And so, well, congratulations to my opponent.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a time this will happen, but it depends upon visionary leadership. If the leader is not visionary, he cannot implement important policies like that. Just as you're saying, admit in good faith that I lost. But then what we are doing right now in our own country, it's not fair. It's not fair.
So can't we do anything, at least one that is fair in Africa?
I hope that we do things that are fair. Because last year, before the elections, before the general elections, the Electoral Commission was supposed to come to the United Kingdom to meet leaders of political parties and even Ghanaian societies, the EC, to talk about this diaspora. The natural about the diasporans being able to vote. What happened? We went there, we spent time, wasted time to go to Ghana High Commission in Belgrave Square, only to be told that the letter EC delegates could not travel.
Was it part of the disorganization or the fact that it was not well planned?
Not even well planned. It's part of a disorganization within the system, and of course, a lack of careful planning. Because Ghanaians outside, those of us outside Accra, and those of us who are concerned about our country, just as you and me discussing about our country, go to Europe, everywhere, go everywhere in Europe, in the USA, Canada, and all that. There are Ghanaians who are witnessing how good politics should be practiced, in Europe. After all, politics came from Europe, not from Africa. We have to implement that, but we don't. We don't. You see, how many people voted? Right now, I've got the voter's card in my pocket. In Ghana, they can change the rules to suit the government in power. I went to Ghana to register. I traveled to Ghana. I think you are a witness. I traveled to Ghana to register to vote during early stages of 2016. I still got my voter's ID card in my pocket, but now it's not valid because they have changed it. They changed another voter's card and all that, and therefore I'm not qualified to vote. You understand? We are expecting the EC. We're expecting the EC to have come, questions and answers, and we tell them our views.
Okay, good morning. Chairman, 1 minute, please. Yeah. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Doc.
Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. You've been listening.
Very good morning to Mr. Kitty Austin.
Oh, good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Thank God.
Maybe I have ghosted you this morning. This is Joe anyway, so probably you didn't recognize.
Oh, Joe, no, we recognize you, Joe.
You have a signatory voice. So.
Even if I go to Prestia, I will still recognize your voice. So don't worry.
Oh, don't worry. If you go to Prestia, I'll prepare you PPT soup. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're live on air, buddy.
Yeah, thank you very much for the opportunity. In fact, I have been taken aback a little bit with regards to Mr. Kwadwo Mpiani's statement, because on one hand, I saw on Ablakwa's Facebook post or Twitter, something like that, commending Mr. Mpiani on his call for us to have a national travel policy for the president, because we cannot just be hiring private jets left, right, and center. So we should have a national policy.
Do you miss Ghana Airways?
Traveling on what and all these kind of things.
Chairman want to know if you miss Ghana Airways.
Yeah, what did you say? Come again, please.
Chairman want to know if you missed the Ghana Airways flight.
Hello.
Chairman want to know if you missed the Ghana Airways flight.
Ghana Airways.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to have our own planes. Now we don't have it. That's why our president is renting 20 million pound planes left and right and center.
Yeah, but you see, Chairman, like you were saying before I came in, if you have a visionary leader, if you are a father, you live in a house and you think this is what your children want, and by probably lack of finance, you cannot provide it. When you get funds, you provide it for your children.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what we call visionary.
Yeah.
So if today we can have money to be hiring private jets, and we cannot have money to be purchasing a jet for the country, look at Rwanda. What do they have? Rwanda has airline. You see, but you see, I won't go there because, like Chairman was saying, I mean, we have people who have grown by age, but not in integrity and not in wisdom. So we'll take it as it is. But Mr. Kwadwo Mpiani, you see, sometimes people are being restrained from using words that are inappropriate, because someone will say, oh, if he was your father, would you not have admired him, or would you not be grateful to God? But no matter how my father is like, I don't think my father would think like that. My father can be a truck pusher or whatever, but he wouldn't think like this. So when people argue that, oh, the president hired a private jet, he went in, he brought money. You ask yourself, if he were doing a business, like Kennedy Japan brags about doing a business, does he hire private jet to go on errands with his on the finances of his business? Why are they not hiring private jet going on errands when they are running their business? And then
because it's not going to be cost effective.
Exactly. But when it comes to the profligacy of the executive, then we have people defending left, right, and center. Oh, he brought in 170 million. And so if you take that 80 million or whatever he spent on a private jet, we still make gain. But was the money given to him for free? Or it's a loan? Something that's going to be repaid. We need to think about it. You see, sometimes when elderly people like this are talking like this, people who have benefited from the state, people who we the young ones look up to, are talking like this, it makes you question whether it was truly God who created the black man. Because for me, I have said it several times, that maybe God, after creating the white man, he went somewhere and the devil came to create that. That's why we're always fighting with the devil. Because if God created us and he said everything, we can have it if we call on him. Why is it that we are suffering? We are calling on him. We are the ones who call on him every day, yet we are not getting it. So it means the reason why we take 5.
Yeah, I got you a very strong point. Now I'm pleased you mentioned the young ones. The young ones, they make majority of voters in Ghana now. The young ones are the ones who are shouting, fix the country. All the ills and problems in the country, we all know, we all see. They are saying, fix the country. Look at how it is being played. The government agents are saying, fix yourself and all that. You know, they are making some unfair comments. People are telling you, fix the country. You must know the country is not good enough. Once upon a time, I was in Cape Coast and I got into a taxi. And that taxi, inside the taxi, I could see the road because there's a hole inside the car itself. You can see. So later on, I told the driver, please, after this travel, take the car to a workshop to make sure you fix it. Yeah. The driver was not offended.
All right. So guys, hang on. I've got David Tamaklo on the line. I would come back to you, but hold on 1 minute. Good morning, David.
Good morning, Dr. Morton.
Yeah, how are you?
Sorry, I'm all right.
Yeah, we have at least 20 minutes to go. We're only going to have a summary of it about 3 to 5 minutes because the time is fast spent. You probably was up to your own business, but I knew I called you after the blue. All right, so there's a bit of a flooding in Ghana at the moment, is it? I know that's part of the issues that seems to be trending in Ghana at the moment.
Well, yes, the flood issue. Interestingly, we are having some rains after a long drought. So the rains have set in again. The past couple of days has been very terrific. You know, the rain has been pouring in almost all parts of Ghana.
It looks like it's a disaster everywhere. America and out of politics, some are blaming him for such a natural disaster, and then we're going through the same.
No, but you know, in Ghana, it is not new to us.
Well, it's equally not new to America. They have varieties of hurricanes. There's a Chairman Yosin hurricane, there's Sylvia hurricane, there's a Joyce hurricane.
We don't have hurricanes here. I think our flooding
they're all natural disaster, David. I think they're all natural disaster.
Ours is a man-made
disaster.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
This is a new school of thought. Never had any man-made disaster. Just like we have a man-made river, man-made river.
So the thing is that our darkest are choked. You know, our authorities usually pay less attention to drainage and all that. And so that's what is causing the flood. There are places that there are no drainages at all. When there are drainages, particularly in the capitals, you see fields fill them and all that. So I wouldn't accept that it's a natural disaster.
Okay, so that and what seems to be hitting most of the frontline newspapers.
Well, there have been very bewildering issues like teenage pregnancy, which is raising an eyebrow now. Data that has come out is showing an overwhelming increase in teenage pregnancy. Very, very disturbing. I mean, most of them are in schools, school students and all that. And it's astronomical. It's quite alarming. The debate has been on. People are saying, it's because of this, how do they call it, gold, blue and all that SHS issue, where kids go to school and have to come back within some few and spend more time at home than they spend at school. But the question then is, if they spend more time at home, shouldn't that rather, help the situation because they are with their parents? But then again, parents are working, and so they may not pay much attention to the kids when they are at home.
Absolutely.
So there are several factors being associated with this teenage pregnancy issue, and it's quite alarming. I mean, considering that in the Volta region, 6,000 children are said to have been impregnated. The cause, I mean, how the pregnancies came about, whether it's deferment or that, have not been told yet. And then there are about 4,000 in the Upper West. It's also, I mean, at the Central region, quite an astronomical number.
And David, I heard something about, not to cut you, but I heard something about the leakage, whether it's in exams in the University of Ghana, Legon, and about some exams that seems to be leaking, or that leaked, if not the university or secondary school, or was there anything like that this week?
I think it's an issue of WAEC.
Oh, it was rather WAEC, yeah.
Yes, it became a serious issue when a group called Education Watch came out to say that there have been leakages prior to WAEC exams last year, and the WAEC came and disputed it, and only for it to come up somewhere again. A whole lot of issues about WAEC these days. The leakages. I think they conducted another exam for was it teacher training.
And were these man-made leakages or were natural leakages?
But definitely, I mean,
it's NPP made leakages.
Leakages can always only be man-made. I mean, it's a corruption of the schools, the corruption of authorities who are organizing this examination. You remember that some huge amount of money was sunk into purchasing of past questions by the Education Ministry. And it is turning out that the exams, that's past questions, they actually were bought after the kids started their exams. And one would ask, stress of why would even the Education Ministry be the one buying past questions for students? And secondly, why would we should ask the students when they're supposed to revise these past questions before exams start? So there are so many questions around that. The one other issue is the ritual murder.
Oh yeah, that's rampant. That's right. Yeah.
The rampage now. It's also something very, very worrying. The police have sent the signal that they are not going to tolerate such behaviors, and they are putting their guards on to arrest the situation. But it's very alarming. Very alarming. There's no day program this day.
Okay, David, Chairman want to come in. I know you're online, Joe, but hold on. Chairman want to come in 1 minute, and then I'll get you wrapped up before I come to Joe, please.
Good morning, Joe. And thank you very much for the information churning out. First, what intrigues me is the teenage pregnancies in the country. We all do not want to face the truth. We got leadership. We got leaders in the country. It starts with homes, the type of homes these girls or these come from. Their parents are also leaders. Church leaders are there. Chieftaincy, they are leaders there. Nobody is taking any action until disaster occurs. Look at the northern region. Over 691 girls, schoolgirls going pregnant and all that. Somebody is doing something wrong. From the home these kids come from, the mistake starts from the home, not even from the school, from the inside the home. If you've got proper parents speaking to your children, looking after your children, they wouldn't go that way. It's disastrous. Almost everything is wrong. The corruption in the homes lead to stuff like that. We don't want to hear.
You don't blame irresponsible parents.
Yeah, we blame the parents
as a result of Nana Kufour's government.
Not
this is a parental problem.
Yes, it's a parental problem. In fact, the government too is not helping. You see, the government is not helping.
Now, I had a story. I saw something on Facebook that the England lost to the Italians. They just gone by Euros due to Kufour's performance in Ghana. I mean, what sort of joke is this?
No.
Yes, sir.
Let's not talk about this part of now. He's making a very interesting point.
I don't agree with Chairman 1 minute. Listen, if a parent, I refuse to take care of my kids, and waywardly they go wayward. How is a Kufour supposed to be blamed?
Yeah, we can't blame the government for that.
We mentioned the issue of free SHS, where children are spending more time at home now than they spend at school. Children, as he said, are supposed to be taken care of by teachers, their parents, the society. He mentioned the chieftaincy, which is already broken down. There's another huge institution, the church, the mosque.
Yeah.
What role are they playing in our societies these days? Everything seems to be broken down. And so, you see, you cannot blame the parents alone. I mean, particularly at this time that there's so much hardship, people have to do extra work to get some money into their pocket to take care of their kids. They are likely to leave the house and abandon the kids whilst working. So what happens between that period? You know, so it's a whole lot of society issue.
Okay, David, could you wrap it up so that a minute and then we take it from here, please?
Yeah, so to say, I mean, it's a collective responsibility. We cannot blame the parents, and even though they are the primary people responsible for these children, they cannot be blamed alone. The authorities should come up with policies that can, resolve this issue. We should all come on board, the church, the society. We should come back to our whole society where everybody cares about somebody's kid. You understand? So basically, that's it. I don't want to take much of your time.
Thank you very much, David. Next week, hopefully, we'll see you. But we always want to applaud you for the availing time out of your busy schedule and to be talking us, be giving us the summary of issues pending in Ghana. Thank you very much, David.
Oh, thanks so much.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I've got a caller apart from Joe online. Hello, Joe. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still around.
And may I know who's on the line?
James is on the line.
Oh, hi,
James Nogbe.
No, James from where?
James Nogbe from UK.
Oh, James Nogbe. Okay, all right. Joe, if you land, then I'll come to James and then I'll come to Chairman.
James Nogbe from Watford, UK.
James, what I'm saying is, James, you hold on. Let me finish with Joe. I'll come back to you and then we'll continue here in the studio with Chairman.
Yes. I am in agreement.
Please lower your set on which you're listening to the program so that we're getting some feedback, please.
I am in agreement. Yeah, so like I was saying, I'm in total agreement with you in disagreeing with Chairman on the teenage pregnancy and all that. But you see, the buck stops with the government because policies ought to be put in place. And then when you have a situation whereby Eastern region alone, about 1,000 girls are getting pregnant. Western region, 1,000. So before 16 regions, and then we have about how many people, how many young girls dropping out of school. There has to be a policy to curb that. I wouldn't put the blame on the free SHS or whatever, on the lapses of the free SHS. But then it has to be described as a national crisis. And then a policy ought to be put in place to see how best we can curb this menace. You understand? So I mean, we just have a government that is profligate in nature, that worship and kind of liberate itself with executive comfort. That is the kind of government we have. I thought we were going to have leaders who were going to serve, but these people think serving us alone has a price to pay because for them, the ownership of Ghana belongs to them. So we have to pay for them to even serve us. But you see, ending up so that my friend can also come in, the chief imam. You see, when we talk about government, when we talk about the lack of priority, chief imam, you have 500 million to donate to the building of a cathedral, but you don't have 500 million to give to Zongo people. Zongo people who need scholarship to study. It looks as if that people grow old and that is it. They've grown old and that is it. And just when you talk, Muslim brother will come in, you are insulting the chief imam, but you can insult a Kufour for renting a private jet. But your chief imam, who is also engaged in same profligacy, It is even in the Quran that it is a haram for a Muslim to donate to the building of a church. So how come? How come? All in the name of clout chasing, all in the name of we want to do. So people will say, we are the chief imam, me, I'm peaceful. Oh man, I think, look, where I don't support the fix the country people is their way of operation. We don't need to be doing fix the country with a drum and jamming to Bob Marley song. We need to fix the country where people ought to be kidnapped and all that. Ministers of state ought to be kidnapped and all that. That's what we need. We don't need a fix the country where we go and sing Bob Marley redemption song and all that. We don't need that. So if we really want the country to be fixed, we need to learn from the people of Hong Kong. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, David. Let me read this before I come to James. I've got something to read on my Facebook wall to you. This is coming from the same Mr. Tree. Well, it says, I think it was a reference to the earliest comments about Ben Wallace about the fact that the US is no longer a super country. So Ben Wallace attack was the manner the Africans left Afghanistan in the hands of the Taliban. Was it the best way to hand power to them? There was a negotiation on behalf of those Afghanistan interpreters who supported the Western countries. All right, so this coming from Uncle Autry. All right, Mr. James.
Hello.
You're live on there. Could you shoot, please?
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. I appreciate the discussion you are having. I want to contribute on leadership.
Oh, I remember. This is my own Uncle James.
Yes.
Oh, F1.
F1.
Oh, I miss you, Uncle James.
Yeah.
And thank you for calling in for the first time.
So you see the trend.
Okay.
We are missing on something. Why do we have this foreign type of governance? We were being ruled.
Oh dear, I don't want to believe I've cut my uncle.
Oh, is it going off?
The line is the line. Are you there, sir? Oh,
maybe you call there.
He has to call again.
Okay. You know,
Chairman.
I've shown you a picture.
The flood about the Takwa.
Takwa.
It's not just there. It's in everywhere. It's in every part of.
But what can our government do? What is our government doing? The drainage system is bad. So go back.
Yeah, Chairman, I saw another flooding in some part of Europe last year. So these things,
but for them,
you can only do a little.
For them, in Europe, we are sure that they can work around it. In Ghana, every year, it's an anniversary now.
Oh.
It's an anniversary. Every year, flood disasters and all that. We cannot control it. We cannot. And we got the technical men in town, engineers and all that. Nobody's got a clue how to help us to resolve this flooding issue.
I think I've got, hang on, I've got another caller who's also calling. Let me just get him. And then
you got 2 minutes, actually.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Krobia.
Krobia, yeah.
Yes. Me pacho what here, Kakra?
Metiemo Kakra.
What do you make sure cry? Me too, baby, a woko. I want some now, my boss. Me who did me too, baby, a woko.
Dr. Ade.
But on your hand, I person come on,
sir. You got 2 minutes.
Okay. Near me, person, me can't want some Kakra. Yeah, mine Ghana.
There you go.
Yeah. Doctor.
Yes, sir.
What's that? Yeah, no, me do or man, we move.
And you're my baby.
Why? Because, Doctor, sabi ya wo yes Ghana says ya ho chire ya president sorry not on now. My so episika.
Yeah, but in Crania, ya ton suffering, if not Sani Kanwa. Angela Merkel said, or anyone Komodibia. I mean, what stops him?
Ntinko
Ghana. So a president, I'm penny. It be a source here didn't deem.
You need presidential jet to her. This is a jet in a Diana, a more mine.
I know the Chisibia Wabisano.
Doctor, also you're going to also me, Missano.
Because
because you were presidential jet, our man, Boka Wato. Yenya omumfa bibia mfama officially say jet no I say and I say
Kobia oben in time to say man your tea time na me room kakra na nemra so pacho.
Inti there maybe say I didn't know what so man your boka. Now president every hour bia 14,000 17,000 yenso so man ho kire no 14,000 nkuragu enuase nkura titi nsuo mu abatan ewo a omunya baby na inti president ohu ye mobo doctor medi manu si no crime a ekoso wo man Ghana no me pawo chew mo na mo de mo kasa ekọ akiri yenso ye de aka ho doctor ye mo hu dawro because the rate no ye too high and as o man no say sa no we koso a o man ye beko ye chi because moja hwebu no a ekoso wo man and na no pemenye video bi obatan ayi opemfo a o man do mo twani tie yi ne ba twa ne ba nan. It's very alarming. What is going on in the country?
I heard it and I deleted it.
Wow, doctor, I asked him.
But one thing that this is all happening on the new patriotic party government. What is he doing? 4 more for Nana. 4 more for Nana.
You're very, very alarming. And you know, it's high time to more time. Mumma can be emphasized because I know a thing. On mine, I see a Christopher man. Is that how far Ghana minor you say a Christo minor and the Adania would be for a mine? And now Bettany a Kunwi or Chani a Kunwi or Chani old is too much. This year I say, oh, call my Ghana Mukra now you must show. Also, show. We know betrayal. No, betrayal with the Aqua too. I didn't. On mine, I ain't tell. Because Juma wa krom ha ye wono an robbery e wo krom ha but you say the rate of an robbery e wo krom ha na gi krom no how many times have you so dia ko twintwi e wo kum obi e wo krom ha so de kwa ko rob obi because obi just no ya kwadro e no be kwa ko rob krom ha obi etimi nya adwuma ye nti nipa ne ko no mpo so be kwa ko wie obi ade obi nam no fa ade kwa na de akwa bisa say ma fa we wo fo nti hwan de amohwe mfa ma no esi we ye magana mu nya we hye obotom kro obi din say ahye mu yi
okay Krobia
nam say adwuma enkoso
but that's it
okay, it's nice to hear from you.
All right, chairman.
Finally na ayo ho chairman
finalize it
Nyamba Kani say
yeah